Corrupt Authority by yours truly. Epilogue. It need not be said that Hibiki's reunion with his family was a tearful one of joy and sorrow. Compared to the chaos storming the rest of Johto, New Barktowns was relatively minuscule, but it was still overwhelming for all. Technically, the first thing that had happened occurred in Katone's house. Upon seeing Gold, the champion from New Barktown, re-emerging alive on screen before the world, Mama and Papa burst into her room to share the news, only to find her and Marina watching on the bed. Before they could get into the parental 20 questions game of, "Why is there a strange girl in our house?" a loud ruckus started up from outside. Apparently, other locals had seen Kenta on TV, and were all clamoring to give the news to the Nina family. Mom and Dad Nina had hurried to their televisions, and the rest of the town, including Professor Elm, saw fit to invite themselves inside for this special occasion. Naturally, the conversation took another inevitable turn. "We found the elder Nina, brother. Now where's the younger one?" Marina and Katone could only stand to watch the helpless desperation on the faces of Hibiki's parents for so long. They had just confessed and were in the middle of spilling the beans when Curtis's car pulled up on the curb, behind all the other uninvited cars. Then in came Hibiki, as confused as could be, to a house full of people he barely knew. His parents both cried out in surprise and relief to see him, and for a few seconds, or a few minutes, all anyone cared about was making sure he was okay. Then suddenly, the television diverted everyone's attention again, showing footage of the faction trainers' police battle outside Indigo Stadium, and the Mew clone battle within. There was Kenta, and Red, constantly only a few seconds away from sudden death. As Kenta was televised lying on the ground, Hibiki suddenly noticed that the snag machine was no longer on his arm. At some point, after failing to capture Mew 3 in a Master Ball, he had gotten rid of it. The news remained on television long into the afternoon, and into the night. News reports continued to pour into PKTV network, but with time, they were refined into basically reliable reports. Some of the main takeaways included: a large hidden stack of Pokemon was unearthed beneath the Indigo League HQ, belonging not only to former Kanto and Johto Pokemon Masters, but distinguished ace and veteran trainers as well. Excavation was prompted by footage found on a miniature camera with an orange dragon scale lying nearby. Several dozen masked men were arrested after trespassing into the Elite Four chamber. Johto E4's Karen managed to hold off their Pokemon until champions Steven Stone and Lance Wataru arrived back from Indigo Stadium to assist. 2 have been arrested and detained for questioning. All active duty members of the Indigo Elite personnel were found unconscious, along with every one of their Pokemon but those with Dark-type attributes. Karen, who has been confined to the medical ward for her electric burns, reported sighting of a mysterious creature that has incapacitated the other elites. Mew 3, as it is currently being dubbed, apparently attacked the Indigo HQ on the orders of former Kanto League champion Gen Zero. Master Zero's whereabouts are currently unknown, nor can any group affiliation be confirmed to her at this time. Silvaki Kurisawa, the chair of the Government Restrictive Institute on Pokemon, made an impromptu announcement today that he would be stepping down from his position, effective immediately. When asked why, Mr. Kurisawa had no comment. Captain Arcada of Silhouette also gave a resignation notice shortly after retreating his forces from Indigo Plateau. Multiple reports of military police infighting are still coming in. We'll keep you abreast of the updates. Indigo Stadium was nearly burned to the ground until local trainers succeeded in putting out the fire with the help of their newly acquired Water-type Pokemon. As of now, these trainers remain on the premises, setting up tents and camps. Though they are divided into particular groups, the factions are uniform in their resolve to regain the rest of the Pokemon that were once theirs. Kenta Nina, or Master Gold, thought to have died in 2007, emerged alive during the first round of the Indigo Masters tournament. He was donning the disguise of Champion Birch, and was later taken into custody for disturbing the peace and resisting arrest. Although Mr. Nina appears to be the leader of the Trainer Revolt, it is confirmed now that other Pokemon Masters were among the crowd fighting the police. The most prominent of his supporters included Champion Birch, Master Blue, Master Red, and Champion Cedars. Extract from Kenta Naina's arrest statement. I've done plenty of things that I deserve to be locked up for. You could say that I acted under duress because everything I've done was to rescue a friend of mine, but that's just a flimsy excuse. I probably would have done the same stuff anyway. I'm a symptom, not the disease. And the disease isn't some reckless mindset that unsupervised 10-year-olds should go around seeking battles with monsters in their pockets. I agree that we need to work on that. Ask Brendan Birch, he's got a great idea going. The disease is man's thirst to replace God and rule other men. You do that, and you'll get guys like me popping up real quick to remind you that you ain't a god. If G.R.I.P continues to be challenged while I'm behind bars, you'll know that I'm telling the truth. As for me, well, I'm upholding my end of the deal. Any more discord that goes on won't be because of me. By the time I get out again, this conflict will long be over, one way or the other. All I ask is, Professor Elm, if you're watching, please take care of my Pokemon. And to all my family and friends, stay safe.